Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth given name. Happy Wednesday, guys. Want to say hey to all my subscribers, new as well as season. I got a word for you. Tap in. Happy Wednesday, guys. Happy Wednesday, chosen ones. Want to say hey to all of you, but I want to give a special shout out to my new subscribers. I know a lot of you guys are here, and I know how it is to join a new channel, and you just don't kind of know where you fit in. So you're kind of just in the background, just kind of watching. Some of you guys may be more shy, but either which way, I just want to acknowledge you and honor you and thank you for being here, and welcome to a channel for the chosen ones. So guys, with that being said, let's talk about the download in regards to time is an illusion. Now, granted, I mean, most of us has always heard that. We've already had that revelation, if you will, even a cliche for many, if you will. But truth of the matter is, a lot of the downloads that I'm receiving, as well as many other chosen ones, is almost like that conditioning mindset that we were taught. Just, you go to school, you graduate, you get married, you get a job, you work a 9 to 5, maybe have 2 days off on the weekend. Most can't even afford that. So you might have 1 day off on the weekend. You go to church on Sundays and you rinse and repeat the next week. You wait till you get 65 when your knees is all burnt out. You have not enough energy to really travel and do retirement things. So instead, you're miserable because you never fulfill your purpose and your calling. You never got a chance to enjoy life. But instead, you sit on the rocking chair, you rock until Jesus come home. I promise you guys, I'm not laughing at that. I'm just seeing somebody rocking until Jesus come home. I can see the rocking chair just rocking and rocking and rocking, waiting on Jesus, honey. Let me just tell you guys. I don't know if you're like me, where it seems like keeping up with the days of the week are like, it's like, oh my goodness, I have to keep looking at the calendar. And then also what I find is when I have my to-do list, right? Looking at my calendar and what I'm supposed to be doing today, this week, this, that, and third, there's almost a conviction where it's like, I don't want you to do this. I need you to do this. And then I feel that flesh, right? I feel like, but if I don't do this, it's going to put me behind. If I don't do this, I'm going to have to catch up on the weekend. And I just want to chill. I just want to lay like a gator. But then there's a conviction like, I don't care what you want to do this. And that this is going to usually lead to some kind of self-care, some type of go take a walk in nature, go work out, go just focus on you, focus on you, focus on tapping in so I can give you the next instruction. Like he's teaching us to let go of these shackles, that cookie cutter lifestyle of what we were conditioned to believe. Look around. The things that they told us, right? Now, many of you guys who are like me, you never took bait, right? You march to the beat of your own drum. You live your life according to what works for you and not what society says. Look around. Look around. Most people who have 35,000 degrees can't even find a job, respectfully. They made it seem like if you didn't get married, like you're a failure. Look around. Look at the statistics here. Even many of the ones who are still don't even want to be there. I mean, just go on TikTok. There's forums upon forums for men and women who refuse to ever marry or ever remarry. Celebrities aren't even celebrities anymore. Really, they were never, but you get the point here. Like the skills have been removed. You guys hear the birds chirping? I live in the forest and I'm so grateful. I want a tree house, truly. So, Kizzy, you were so distracted. So, with that being said, right, I still find, flesh pulling, like, listen, if you guys see my desk, like, because I'll have the intentions on doing this and then I get a conviction and say, no, do this. And then it builds up. So I have like 1,000 pieces of paper on my desk. And each morning I'm looking at these things feeling like a failure, like, Lord, like, why don't I even feel interested? Like, I don't even feel like the deadlines are even pressing like that. But instead, when you tell me to go take a walk, I'm happy to do that. Like, what is going on? So again, downloads, he's teaching us truly to put ourselves first. Now, granted, God is first, right? But he's teaching us to finally be free of the shackles of the mindset. Tap in. I'm going to show you fulfillment. Yeah, you took the bait. You follow what society says. But let me rewrite that for you. But it's going to take work because we have to unlearn a lot of the things that we were taught and conditioned to believe. They lied to us. Look around. Look at the world. I mean, look at the world. People are unhappy, unfulfilled. People are full of despair. Many people no longer even want to be here. If you look at social media, it's almost mind blowing on how many people truly just don't even want to be here. Like, I mean, if I'm honest, I guess I can, from different perspectives, if you will, I can understand how people can feel that way if they don't have a relationship with God and if they're not tapped into their purpose and their calling. Because if you're tapped into your purpose and your calling, you know that there's more work to do. You feel it and it fulfills you. So it keeps you, not to say you don't have your days where you're not just not feeling it, but it keeps you grinding because you know there's more. You know that there's more assignments, right? There's end time assignments. There's destiny assignments. That's truly what fulfills you. So a lot of people are removing the shackles and they now feel like, you know what? I'm 30, I'm 40, I'm 50, I'm 60, 70, 80, 90, and I've never got a chance to really enjoy life for me. So I saw last night on TikTok, a good brother on TikTok, and he was saying that he's the first one in his family who's now preparing to move out of the country. He doesn't know exactly where he's going yet, but he had thousands and thousands of messages of other brothers and a few sisters, definitely me, cheering him on to like just go do it, go live. So with that being said, there's massive amounts of comments in his section, and some people were saying things like, if I could leave, I would go tomorrow, but I don't have the money to do so. If I could leave, I would, but I'm divorced and I have shared custody of the children with my ex-wife. If I could leave, I would tomorrow, but I'm disabled. And so on and so on and so on and so on and so on. But the point is, there's a lot of people of all races, all that. There's a lot of people who are leaving. And a lot of people think they're running from one thing, but really what a lot of these people are searching for, and a lot of us are searching for, is peace, fulfillment, joy. And it's true that different environments can give you that feel, because I know when I travel, there are certain places that I go. DR is popping up, particularly right now, but because the pace of life is so slow and it's like everything, it's like you're in the moment. You're in the moment. But here it's like a hamster freaking wheel. It's like a hamster wheel. It's like we go to sleep just to wake up, and we wake up just to go back to sleep. And we're so tired. How are we sleeping like this and so tired? So yes, I do believe there are certain environments that can create that feel, but ultimately, it comes from within. Because you can run anywhere you want to run, right? If there's chaos internally, you're going to bring the chaos. This is why you can go someplace else and then you create chaos in these people's right? Because it's internally. And that starts with a relationship with God, and that's purpose and calling, because it fulfills us. Doesn't mean, we don't have our days. Let's be clear there. So I say all this to say, brother, sister, my brothers, you may have experienced massive amounts of trauma in childhood that can potentially look like a father who was not there. And even though you say you don't care and it never affected you, but yet you're still filled with anger and rage. The first argument, you flip tables respectfully. Now, I'm not, just bear with me. I'm going to try to tap into whatever else my spirit is telling me. This is not to be judgmental or to trigger or convict you, but to support you, because it's time for you now to live and be happy for you. So you may have experienced massive amounts of trauma. Again, fathers not there, maybe even potentially a mother who emasculated you. You'll never be nothing. You're just like your daddy. You're a failure. This, that, and the third. Maybe that one female who you finally tried to be faithful for the first time in your life. She hurt you. She left you. You never recovered from that heartbreak. In fact, you may even be dealing with certain type of addiction because of that heartbreak, because many times, again, with trauma, if we don't process it, we mask it with other things. They told you to marry her because you got her pregnant. They said marry her because it looks good on paper. You're now, 35, and you're a businessman and you're single and it doesn't look good. So just marry your first thing just because it looks good on paper. Maybe you're still married. Maybe you're unhappy and you're unfulfilled. And I know I've heard men say that what makes men happy is providing for their family. If I'm honest, I still struggle there. I was trying to have a conversation with a friend of mine because I like to listen to men and have respectful conversations where we can truly listen to each other with the intentions on, we may not always understand, but learning and trying to hear it and understand it from a different perspective. But I've heard a lot of men say that what makes men truly happy is providing for the people that they love. But then I feel like, but how does that really make you feel happy? And trust me, I'm sure I can be wrong. And I still, I'm great at different perspectives, but I still have a hard time trying to understand this perspective. Because how are you happy? I get it. You're happy by providing, doing that makes you happy. But what really, really, really makes you happy aside from providing for somebody else? Because if you sit aside for a second, sit aside the family, sit aside maybe the elderly parent and the children, and you're just by yourself, what makes you happy internally? A lot of men can't answer that question. And I don't know. Again, maybe I'm clueless because maybe that's the only thing that makes them happy. I don't know. I still struggle there. I don't know. But that's the woman in me. But hold on, my sisters, because I'm going to get to you too in that same topic. So anyway, so maybe you're in that marriage, you're providing, maybe you're working your head off, but you feel unseen. No matter how much you try. Maybe you're working 3 jobs, but it's still not enough to provide. And maybe she's making it known. Comparing you to her ex or comparing you to somebody else's husband who make more money. The list goes on. You know what? To tie in really quickly what I was saying earlier in regards to, I still can't understand the dynamic of the man who is quote unquote happy from providing. A lot of these men say that they're not even in love. Meaning, so you're not in love, you're not happy at home, but it still makes you happy to provide. That's the part that confuses me. I'm glad that popped up. Because it's like, if you're in a house where you're miserable, and the only I guess, excitement that you may get temporary is a side chick, if you got a side chick, and you're coming back home to misery, how is that still making you happy because you're providing? I don't know. Could one of my good brothers help me out in the comment section? Or could you please email your girl? Because I'm the kind of person, like, if I can't figure something out, I'm going to like live in my head until somebody helps me to understand it, right? But here's the thing. I'm not telling anybody to do anything, if you will. Take everything to the Holy Spirit. It is time to live, and it's time to be free. Whatever that may look like for you. For some, again, they feel like they need to move somewhere. I mean, if that's what, I'll say this, like I said in the comment section last night, whatever you do, don't move with the masses, if you will, because their time may not be your time. And then there's other people who are moving, and moving too soon out of any position, out of anything, can be detrimental, as well as moving too late. So you got to get tapped in. You don't move with the masses. You got to sit until you know that you heard from God. Because again, that emptiness may not be in another place. It may be something internal you have to work on. Also, rather than moving with the masses or what's popular, you got to be sure that's where God wants you. So everybody may be going to this particular country, but is that where God wants you? Because here's the thing, wherever God wants you, that's where your purpose and your calling is going to be. That's the thing that's going to fulfill and provide for you in these end times. So if you feel God is telling you to go truly, if you feel like God is telling you that it's time to leave, and honey, you will know, because he will dry everything. Like, honey, you will know when it's time to leave. But don't leave too soon because everybody else is leaving. Because you'll be right back the next month. Because it's not going to work out. You got to know when it's your time. And with the leadership mindset that you have, you got to know that you can't follow the masses unless if you're being pulled that way. So you may be sent to Panama. Who knows? I'm just saying. You may be sent to Africa. You may be sent, but your purpose and your calling is going to be there. So ask God for witty ideas and inventions. Mind your words. Words have power. Like I was telling some of the brothers in the comment section on that TikTok recording, when you're saying things like, I will leave, but I'm broke. I just want a new fresh start, but I'm broke. Like my ex-wife divorced me. I'm broke. Mind your words. You're not broke. Speak life. Here's the thing. God gives us so many witty ideas and invention. In fact, I was given one 10 years ago. And it was a seed. It was a seed. And now it's like, right? So God gives us witty ideas and inventions. But life distracts us so bad that we don't even have time to really work that seed. So many things, most times, if not all, I don't know, God will give you a seed. And in fact, some of you guys who are seeing fruit from seeds you were given, those seeds were given a long time ago. But because you stayed persistent, others were given the seed, maybe planted, but never really work that seed. And then they feel like, well, God, no. If God has given you a witty idea and invention, get back to it. If you put it down or if you kind of bury that idea, get back to it. He didn't give you that idea for no reason. Now, we're not speaking about things that we create. Again, there's nothing wrong with that. But honey, look around us. The things that we did, we wanted, we created, honey. So get back to the idea that he gave you. Because that's going to be the thing that helps sustain you. And then ultimately, of course, purpose and calling continues to evolve. And of course, God provides for us within the process of us doing his will. You are not your trauma, bro. Whatever words spoken over you, you are not a failure. You are not, quote unquote, like your dad, unless your dad is a bad, well, just getting where you fit in here, respectfully. You are not that addiction. I know society says that if I guess you don't get married and become successful, quote unquote, successful. And my definition personally of success is completely different than the average person. But I know society have pushed that narrative. And so you really, really, truly believe that the only way that you can be successful, or the quote unquote man, if you will, is if you have $1 million, a business and a family and this is that and third, and maybe you lost all of that overnight. You are still a man. You are still a man. Granted, you may be in a season where, and I get it, because let me just tell you, I know that until you feel a certain kind of way for yourself, everything else tends to fall on deaf ears. Truly, I understand that. But at the same time, we have to be careful about what we're speaking and what we're believing. When you listen, you got to speak things. You got to call that. You got to speak it like it's already here. So you may be heartbroken. Speak it. I'm healed. I'm whole. I will recover. I will be happy again. I will be successful again. Finally, I'm going to put me first, because I put women, and these women have hurt me, and I got the married life, and she left. And so what are you going to do? You're only 60. You're still young. So you're just going to give up and be miserable and be depressed, and I'm never going to live again. I'm never going to love again. I'm just going to sit here and wait on Jesus. If you don't get up, I'm your hype man. If you don't get up and open those blinds, if you don't get up and go get that fresh line up, if you don't get up out of wherever you are, the next chick that you're probably just moving to her house, because if you don't get up and give God something to work with, I'm coming to get you. In fact, now I'm remembering on that post from last night, the very one I'm talking about, I don't want to quote it because I quote it wrong, but I know it was in regards to, it was another brother who posted it, but he was saying, shout out to all my other brothers who, you don't have a wife, you don't have a girl, you don't even have a side chick, but instead right now you're just truly just focusing on you. That's what the post was originally about, and then all the other comments said elsewise. But that's exactly what you need to do. Stop running from chick to chick. If that's what you're doing, stop running. In fact, semen retention will probably be your best friend if you're in a down season like this, seriously. But focus on you. Pour into you. Love on you. You. Don't worry about what society says. Do what works for you. Because when you go to bed at night and you're miserable in whatever situation you're in, these people are going to their own house and they may not even be miserable in their homes. And maybe some are, but because they're miserable, they're going to tell you, you got to stay miserable. Do what works for you. You deserve to be happy. And I know most chicks on the internet are saying this, that, and the third. Again, that will never be a chick over here. Yes, I'm disappointed in some of my brothers because everybody's in attack mode. Same with my sisters. But over here, we don't do that. We support both. Because when a female is whole and happy within herself, she will want the best for you. I want you to be happy. Period. If you feel like this would make you happy, they would make you happy, then go do you. You deserve it. People are walking around 30, 40, and 50 years old, like, I just wasted my life and I just did nothing for my, get up, get up. It's not too late. You still got life. Get up. My good sisters, I know you feel like you've quote unquote wasted time in that marriage, or you wasted time in that relationship because it didn't work out. Maybe he left you for someone else. You took him in when he was broke. You helped build him up just to be betrayed, and he leave you for somebody else who would have never given him the time of the day when he was broke, and you feel like you wasted time. And now you feel like, well, I'm 65, so I'm just going to sit here and wait on Jesus and just be unhappy and just watch his social media as he lives life with his new girl and just sit here and just run everybody else off who God potentially has for me. Going to keep self-sabotaging, laying in this bed, feeling worthless. Sis, if you don't get up, sis, I know that maybe your mother was on crack, your father was an alcoholic, and you were maybe the responsible child or the oldest child, and you had to take care of all of the siblings, and your whole entire life was providing and taking care of everybody else. Now you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and you're still taking care of everybody else. You're burnt out, you're tired, you're frustrated, you don't even like the people. Sis, it's time to live. I know that maybe you were the child in school that they bullied and picked on. They called you unpretty, if that's a word. They called you fat. They called you this. They called you that. And you really believe all of that. You believe the lies that society says, that you got to look like what society says you got to look like to be considered as beautiful. That was all a lie. Even some of you guys may feel like being different skin tones and even different races, like there's a disadvantage. Oh my God, do you know who you are? Even some of you guys may have let some of the toxic brothers really made you to believe that no one wants you if you have kids, or if you're a certain age, or if you're whatever else they're saying, and you really believe that. And they make you feel like your race is the least desired. Oh my goodness. Listen, it's so not true. But where are you putting yourself is the question. Because if you're only putting yourself in certain environments with that mindset, and then it's aligned with what you're hearing, and then you start to believe that stuff, come hang out with me. Wherever you are, come hang out with me and I will prove that to be wrong. Every race wants you. Every race wants you. Don't believe the lies. So much so that you have choices. So much so that if you don't be in addition to my life, I ain't got time. You're too fulfilled with purpose and calling. Same with my brothers. I get it. Finally, it has soaked into my big head. Men are visual, point blank, period. But brothers, please, her spirit must match. I mean, have you not learned yet? You're 65 and you're still going only on looks only. Your heart have been broken since you've been sitting under the tree drinking at 25 from the first broken heart that you never recovered from. So rather than sit in a season to heal, you transfer that same negative energy and you're 65 and you're still doing it. Make it make sense. Why? I see people sitting under the tree with some Colt 45. Those same uncles, those same cousins, when you were a little boy, these men in their 50s and 60s, they're telling you about the only thing, have all these women, have all these women, have all these women. Yet, these same men didn't tell you that at some point, one is going to have your nose wide open. And she's not going to play with you. So when you mess up with her, she's going to leave you. Now you got this broken heart, but they didn't tell you what to do when that happens. Even though they know that's why they're under the tree. They didn't tell you how to recover from that broken heart. So instead, because you see them, they're whatever they're doing, drinking, smoking crack, whatever they got going on under that tree, you can't even decipher that that's why they're under the tree. So now you pick up the very habit to ease your pain. And before you know it, you're further in addiction. You've never even had a chance to experience a woman who wants you for you. And in fact, you may have had it, but you self-sabotage. You burn and you hurt her. And that karma has followed you ever since, because we reap what we sow. 65 years later. At what point do you shake off the idea that you made? Well, I don't think cheating is a mistake, if that's for you. Shake off the idea that you were young then. You were 21. You didn't know any better. She left you. You're 65 now. When do you shake that off? She's remarried. She's moved on 98 years ago. But you're still moving in survivor mode because of that trauma on top of additional trauma of your mama telling you you ain't nothing. So all that stuff, all that trauma is sitting on you. So every time you drink and you smoke, you mask that pain, but the time's going to come when God's going to snatch that rug. You couldn't even get high if you wanted to. Everything you smoke, you're not going to get high. Everything you drink, you're not going to get a buzz. Once God snatched that rug and nothing works, that can even look like a hospital stay. Not claiming it for anybody, but whatever. When God wants your attention, honey, he will sit you down. Once God sits you down, that right there, if you don't have the discernment, that right there is common sense that God is trying to get your attention. Trying to save you, and ultimately trying to give you the life that you finally deserve. Well, you've always deserved it, but be free. Live for the first time for you. You deserve it. If no one else have said it, I believe in you. You can do it, but you got to give God something to work with. My sisters, there is no such, my opinion here, there is no such thing as wasted time if you've learned the lesson. But I get it. I understand. But if you learn the lesson and now you know how to apply it to the next, meaning I'm never taking in a straight bum, building him up, putting myself in. No, listen, if you're going to do it, I'm just saying, if you're going to do it, get something in writing. If you blow up, I want this, that, and the third. Because if you're going to do it smart. I wouldn't say do it at all, but hear me well. Now, I'm not speaking about a man who's in a down season, because a down season, job loss, business loss, even depression. Like a down season is a down season. So we're not speaking about down season. We're speaking about straight bums, period. There's nothing you can do with that. You don't even want to judge them because you don't know their trauma. You don't know what they've been through. I stop carefully. I stop and I converse with homeless people all the time, people that others just kind of just judge or throw aside. Listen, we just got to be happy that maybe you didn't experience the trauma that they've experienced. And even if you have, we all process trauma differently. Just thank God that you were strong enough to recover and this, that, and the third. But the point is, you don't judge them, but that's nothing you can do with that. You can't take you just can't take and clean it up. I know we were taught that, but that was a lie. This is why many of my sisters have a very hard time trying to move on from a certain type of man because they were taught to be loyal to the ones who don't even want you. Still loyal to the ones who's sitting here on social media or wherever, like just making you feel like the scum of the earth. But it's still that loyal mindset. I got to be loyal to the struggle. The devil is a lie. Break that covenant in your mind so you can receive what God has for you, not what you were conditioned to believe. Many of us in our community, sisters, we were conditioned to take care of everybody and everything. Take that cape off. Take the cape off. We're finally at that season. Take the cape off. Let God save you. Let others pour into you. Make it make sense why we have a hard time and why it doesn't even feel natural until we fully heal for people to take care of us and help us. Because we were conditioned. And now who knows? You're in your 50s, your 60s, your 70s, some 40s and 30s. Your kids are now adults. So now they're off to college or they're doing their own thing. And now you're left in the house. Your husband had a midlife crisis. He left you. So now you're left in the house and you're trying to figure out, what about me? You don't even know who you are because you spent your life taking care of everybody else. And again, hear me. Come on. Family life is family life, but that's not the point I'm making here. It's time to invest in you. I don't care if you're 85. If you got life, there's purpose. Go take that first cruise. Invest in your dental care that you neglected. Go to the gym. That's going to help get your mental right. It's not about being a size 2. Well, I'll speak for myself because you know, your girl over here never wanted to be a size 2. Straight lima beans, cornbread fed. Neck bones, pigtails, oxtails. But we got to keep it tight. Stop waiting on people to come save you. Because one thing you're going to learn really quickly once everybody leaves you in whatever way, divorce, kids, whatever, that nobody's coming to save you with the exception of God. Stop with the illusion of you're unhappy because you don't have a man. Honey, a man will probably stress you out more. It's all an illusion. You must make yourself happy with a relationship with God, tapping into your purpose and your calling, and finally putting you first. The crazy thing about putting you first, and I'll raise my hand here, is probably going to be, you're going to have to be intentional. It's not even going to come natural. So it's not even so much so that you may always be fully healed to the point where it's almost normal. It's about being intentional. Boundaries, period. I can't come. I'm sorry. I cannot come. I've been coming for the last 85 years when I didn't want to come. When my mental health was declining, I just came just because I made you happy just to go back home and I'm all stressed out, mental health to the floor. Boundaries. Why don't you guys email me, one of my good sisters who struggle with boundaries. Here's the thing, sis, to be honest with you, is boundaries are not easy when you're just starting to put them up. If you've been a people pleaser all your life, if you've been like afraid, not afraid, but have like the abandonment issues and things like that, and you feel like if you put boundaries in place, you're going to feel like people are going to reject you or abandon you. So the point is, it's not going to be easy at first. In fact, when you say no, when you say I can't do it or I can't do it right now, even when you say it, there's going to be something in you that's going to rise up and you're going to want to change your mind because maybe the person's, especially if you're an empath, so you feel that the other person is unhappy about it. But the key with boundaries is you got to keep doing it. So you do it one time, like you're going to have to force yourself to do it. And then over time, the more and more you do it, you're going to realize how much it frees you People who have discovered narcissist abuse are going to really struggle with people pleasing and boundaries, because with narcissism, whatever, like they, like, seriously, like, I mean, nothing is never good enough. I mean, they make you feel like you're unworthy, like they make you think that you're crazy. So healing season first. Speaking of that, if you've never done anything for yourself, place yourself in an intentional healing season. Let God work on that trauma. Let God work on that betrayal and that heartbreak. Sis, if no one have told you, you are more than enough. You are worthy. You are beautiful. Not perfect. We ain't perfect, nor are our brothers. But you got to speak it. Look yourself in the mirror. You know what I do now? When I get up in the morning and I'm doing like skincare and all that stuff like that, I intentionally look in the mirror and I say, "Good morning, beautiful." Try it. But one of the most powerful things you can do, that one of my good sisters revealed to me, I don't know, 7 years ago, that has been life-changing. Ask God, literally, ask God to help you see yourself the way he sees you. Honey, when I tell you game changer, you got to practice it. You got to love on you. Stop waiting on a man to do it. What do you want a man to do? Okay. What do you want a man to do? You want him to, I don't know, take you to dinner. I don't know, take you on the trip, take you to the movies, whatever you want a man to do. Do it for yourself. Do it for you. Take yourself on your first date. I challenge you. And if any one of you guys do it, please email and let me know so I can be your hype girl. Please take yourself on a date. Go buy yourself roses. Call and order some roses and send it to your job. When you get there, honey, the roses are there. Love on you. When you do that, guess what's going to happen? Then you start attracting that, because people see that you love yourself. That's when you really attract, when you're confident. Men love confident women. So a lot of the times when people are believing that men don't want this, that, and third, it's not even that. It's the mind. Speaking of that, one of you guys, I'm glad that came out. One of my sisters emailed me and said that, I think she's 56 or 57, something like that. And she herself has also brought into the lie that men only want 21-year-old sister. That is the furthest thing from the truth. And as long as you believe that, you will not be able to attract. Okay, first, let me break that down really quickly. Every man is different, just like every woman is different. Every man is different, just like every woman is different. So every woman wants different things. Every man wants different things. Now, granted, you do have a percentage of men, not as large as you think. You do have a percentage of men who may be 50, 60, 70, and whatever age. That's not your business. That's their thing. That want a 19-year-old. You got to ask yourself, why? Why would a man who's 50 plus want a 19-year-old? Now, you can see that from different perspectives. Okay, he may just be attracted to a 19-year-old. That can even be something trauma related. It is what it is. That's not your thing to worry about. You got to worry about who wants you and who you want. Okay, you have another percentage of men who may be going through a midlife crisis. He now experienced ED. I mean, I'm not trying to be like, he experienced some ED. He needs jumper cables. So maybe mentally, that's what works for him. His hairline is back to his neck. Honey, he want to feel young again. That has nothing to do with you. That's all him. So if a 19-year-old, bro, if you 75, you a 19-year-old, I'm not going to judge you. If that's your thing, if that what makes you happy, please go be happy. Because your girl over here can pull them at 19 or 90. So, whoo, honey. So I don't care, right? Just use some wisdom. Don't fall in love. Stop telling yourself the lies that she really love you for you. Just be wise. That's all I'm going to say about that. Okay. So Okay, sis, whatever reason there is not. Okay, now you got other men who are aligned with their purpose and their calling. What do you think a 19-year-old is going to do for them? It might be cute to look at, but these men want a woman with substance. They need women who got wisdom and who can really, and then, so that's a mature woman. It's all a lie. This also tells you a lot many times about the man and his mindset and where he is. Because again, if he's really moving truly in purpose and calling, and this dude is really tapped in, he wants a partner, not a child. Just whatever. Get him when you finish. So either which way, it's all a lie. And even if that's what he wants, it is what it is. But it has nothing. Stop thinking it has to do with you, meaning you as a person. And if that is your experience, again, ask yourself where you're placing yourself at. But even if that is your experience, why not entertain maybe the thought, I'm saying thought, of dating younger. Younger guys are crazy, 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 crazy about mature women. Now, I mean, that could be a whole recording within itself, because I know with some women, they may have children and they may feel like, well, I'm not dating anybody, but I get that. I do get that concept as well. I do. Also, you're going to have to be flexible because he may not be as established as you, but hey, it's like a trade-off. It's a trade-off at the end of the day. Same thing with the brothers. It's a trade-off. You got to understand, she may not really like you for you, but you're getting her time because you got money if you got money. Same with the ladies. Okay, he may not be the provider like you would like, but he ain't really had time to establish himself like that. I mean, if you're 56, you don't need somebody in their 20s. I'm saying go younger. I don't know, he can be 30, 35. Because you got some dudes out here who are not young but younger, but they're more mentally stable, more sexually disciplined, have more of that traditional lifestyle than some of these dudes out here who are 60 and so on. So the point is, you gotta find the puzzle that works for you rather than trying to flow with a certain narrative. So I asked, when you emailed me that, sis, I asked many of men, just like even a few in my personal life, but I actually I made this a question for a brother who was actually doing some type of man conference thing, and I asked him to ask the men this in all fairness, and these are men, different ages, different races, etc., about truly what do they feel about women with age. Do you know, after speaking to him, he was like, Kizzy, I mean, I could tell you this myself, but I mean, at least 80%, 90% of the guys, is not the number, it's not the age. It's more so less about certain mindsets that comes, because listen, I've seen it, I see a lot. Some people have an old lady mindset. Like truly, you're set in your way. Like it's almost like, how can I say this without not being, I won't get into it. But it's like you have an old lady mindset. Everything is so serious. You got to loosen up. Right? You got your energy attracts. So it's not even the age per se, it's the mindset. And also, if they're obviously for many, there's going to be kids involved, but the way that it's handled, meaning, do you have a situation where the baby daddy is causing all kind of drama, trying to tell this man how to run the household because he got kids with you and he pops up when he wants. So it's more so less about that rather than the number itself. I love to see feisty, mature women. You guys know, like those women like who are like they're in their 80s and 90s and they still got that fire, like they're spicy. But some people truly have that old lady mindset. Like you got peppermints and butterscotch in your bag. You guys have a great one. It's your girl.